Hello, welcome to another Fantasy Premier League video. My name is Mo and this is my channel FPL Inklink, where I'll be bringing you all the latest and the best FPL content for the season of 2021-2022. So what is today's video all about? So I'm going to be discussing all the FPL Wonderkids, in my opinion, for this season, which is underway in a couple of weeks' time. But before we begin, all I want to say, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, help me grow to 1k before the start of this season. In addition, if you like this content, all you got to do is hit that thumb icon on the video to give me a like. So let's get stuck in, guys, and let's discuss the talent, the young kids, the young teenagers that we have on show for this FPL season. Starting number one, we've got Phil Foden. So Phil Foden at Manchester City, as seasons have gone along, has got more and more minutes under Pep Guardiola. I think he's had one of the best developments from the academies, and under Guardiola, he's been able to learn his trade. And I think this might be the season where he kind of breaks through, gets more minutes on the pitch, and can really deliver his potential in terms of his talent for City, and obviously reward managers from FPL who kind of take a punt on him and get him in their squads. Now, he's owned by 12.1% of managers, 8 mil. His price at the moment at this time of recording, 135 points last season, so his average points per game was 7.56, which is quite phenomenal because when he does play, he does score you points. But the only concern has been with him is lack of minutes. And as you see, he got 888 minutes the season before last, over 1600 minutes last season, so he's getting more game time. And he'll give you the returns as well, with 9 goals and 8 assists, and he had 17 bonus points. So it shows that the games he did kind of contribute towards City's kind of victories, he got most of the bonus points as well. So what does he bring to the table? Flair, young talent, always willing to attack and can score and set up goals from very, very difficult situations and make it look extremely easy. In terms of fixtures, a lot of the fixtures don't really stand out much from Manchester City, but what we need to remember, guys, this is Manchester City at the end of the day. Regardless of what fixtures put in front of them, these guys usually play well. Yes, they didn't get off to a good start last season, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen again this season itself. Yes, he played for England during the Euros, but after the first game, he didn't really get much of a game time for England himself. So what can he bring in terms of the fixtures? Tottenham away first game, but after that, Norwich at home, Arsenal at home, Leicester away and Southampton, followed by Chelsea and Liverpool. So there's some really tough games there. But we need to look at it more from an offensive point of view rather than a defensive point of view, because we're not looking at clean sheets or bonus points from there at the moment. We're looking at attacking returns. Now, when they set up to play these teams, mostly it probably might be from counter-attacks or, from set pieces or, a breakaway. And Foden will be definitely a key feature of that, along with Mahrez and Raheem Sterling and obviously De Bruyne. If they get Kane, who's going to be their striker, eventually going to be obviously someone there to finish off as well. But he's not shy of taking a shot. And this is what makes this guy so lethal. So I'm going to look at how many minutes he does get played, because if he does get the kind of minutes, which kind of I expect he should, or most managers kind of want him to get, then there's no reason why I can't bring him into my draft immediately. And that's why he's my number one on this list of FPL Wonderkids that I have brought into this video. Moving on to Bukayo Saka. So selected by 15% of managers, 6.5 million price, which I think is a really good price for him. Last season only played around 2,554 minutes, 114 points. So on average, he was averaging around 4.01 points per game. And what he does bring is he brings a lot of exuberance, youth, and kind of attacking flair to Arsenal. I think he kind of caught the eye of many managers like myself from last season. I think he's at a good price at 6.5. So a lot of people at the moment are looking at Rafinha, Buendia from Aston Villa. So those are kind of the options are available. But this is a really good alternative in terms of what he can provide in terms of attacking flair. He's got a good game against Brentford away. And then followed by Chelsea and Man City. We'll kind of get an idea of how further up in the field he's playing. Was he playing defensively? Further back? We'll get an understanding. And from there, obviously game week 4, there's going to be an international break. He's got some really good fixtures. Norwich home, Burnley away. Yes, they've got the North London derby in game week 6, but then they've got Brighton, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, and Watford in game week 11. So potentially, even in your wild card, if you see some talent there, why not bring him in, get him into your squad, and really take the benefits of his amazing talent and rewards itself. Moving on to the next player, we'll go to Mason Greenwood. So 3.3% of managers have selected him, which is quite a surprise by me. I think the only thing people are concerned about is his minutes with Sancho signing. But what we need to remember, Rashford isn't playing first couple of months due to his shoulder surgery. So he might get a bit more minutes. Cavani's not a regular to play up front every week, but yes, because it's every week or so. Originally, because there's no other competitions like Europe or kind of other cup competitions, and even if there were, it's going to be like the youngsters that are going to be embedded in to kind of give these guys kind of like the rest time needed to kind of be ready for the Premier League or games on the weekend. So with Greenwood, the start of the season wasn't really great last season, but near the end, he scored most of his points in the last kind of 10 games of the season. So 106 points overall, which on average per game that he played, 5.26, which isn't too bad. 7.5 mil, fair price for him. And United have some really good fixtures. I think a lot of reason why his ownership isn't too high is because of Sancho's kind of like signing. So a lot of people have now doubled up on Sancho and Bruno. I think if Sancho wasn't signed, Greenwood may have had higher ownership, but you can't really ignore this kid because he can shoot with his left foot and right foot, and he's really lethal in terms of finishing ability as well. So that's why I've chosen him as a wonder kid. This could be his breakthrough season. He could get more minutes, and he could really cement his spot in the United squad itself. The next player we're going to discuss is Rhys James. So 9.5% of managers are owning him at the moment. He was kind of the most favoured defender in terms of minutes under Tuchel last season. Plays really well. A right wing back, attacking, good ball to whip in. He takes a really good free kick. Took an amazing free kick last season, which he scored. I can't really remember against which team, but I still have visions of how amazing that free kick was when it was taken. So 3 assists and 1 goal. 112 points last season. He averaged 4.25 points per game, but 5.5 mil, I think it's a really good price. In terms of fixtures, they're not ideal to begin with in the first 6 game weeks, but I assure you, from game week 7, when they got Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, to game week 11, there's some really good games there. He might get a lot more ownership, and he's at a good price as well. Obviously, alongside other players like Rudiger, who at 5.5, Azpilicueta and Chilwell around 6 mil. I think Rhys James will stand out from an offensive point of view in that regards as well. And the next player, last but not least, is Ollie Watkins. So 35% of managers own him at the moment. Credibly, rightfully so. He played amazing last season with 23 returns, priced at 7.5 mil, which I thought he would have been 8 mil this season, which is kind of like a bargain in my opinion. 168 points, and on average per game, this guy was getting 4.54 points per game. Played pretty much every game, barring the game he was suspended. And what I like about Ollie Watkins is he's very unselfish. He will help assist goals as well. He's not like one of the strikers who just wants to finish all the time. That's a real big plus point. And he hit the post so many times last season, or the bar. He could have so easily got 20 goals. And that's what I'm looking forward to this season. If Grealish stays with Bundia in the squad, obviously El Ghazi, Traore, Barkley was there last season. I'm not sure if he's coming back or not. He's got some really good service behind him. Obviously, Matty Cash and Target in defence as well. It's a real good kind of attacking flair for him to really take advantage of for Aston Villa. In terms of fixtures, 3 really good fixtures to line up with. Watford, Newcastle and Brentford, who are 2 of the 3 promoted squads from the Championship, but then becomes the difficult fixtures. Chelsea, Everton, Manchester United, Tottenham. Now, there's no reason why you can't score in every single one of those games. The likelihood isn't that high, but you just got to back the kid. He's got potential, he's got the ability, and I really think this season could be more fruitful for him in terms of returns than last season. I pretty much think, if I had to predict the number of goals he's going to get this season, I think he could potentially get about 17, maybe 18. That's how good I think this guy is. So that's the video for me, guys, in terms of the FPL Wonderkids. What are your thoughts? Are you looking at these kids to bring them into your draft? Are these kind of like the players you're focusing on at the moment? Do you have any doubts? Has this video made it clearer for you? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content and help me grow and get to that 1K mark before the end of the season. And in addition, if you want to join the FPL Inklink League, all you got to do is type the code in at the bottom left and join the league on our page on FPL website. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys soon with some more content.